What up? Go ahead, you do it. What's up, y'all?
How y'all doing?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
See, he on his best bull stuff today.
All right.
What's up, y'all, man? It's your boy Frank Sirius, a.k.a. Scooby the Godson, along with my guy.
Derek, DC Vibe, sitting here with the Emmy Award winner, Frank Sirius, a.k.a. Scooby.
Yeah, man, it's a big deal today, so I need you to be on your best behavior, man. We got a real special guest in the building today. Pioneer.
All right, but this is just the intro. Once we get into the interview,
I will straighten up.
Yeah,
my dude. He got his little boy bulldog shirt on today. He feeling good about himself.
BSU.
You know what I'm saying? I hear you.
Yeah, they gave me an award.
They got you a degree.
Yeah, that was an award.
All right, listen, man, we got a special guest in the building today, man. None other than the legendary Go-Go Pioneer.
Yeah.
Most sampled music in the world. Y'all give it up for the Trouble Funk's own Big Tony.
What's up, Tony?
Yeah, my fellow Taurian.
Great pleasure to be here, y'all.
Yeah.
Great pleasure.
Another Taurus?
Yeah, never Taurus, man. We
Yes,
everywhere.
sir.
Man.
He shares a birthday with Big G and Raheem Devon, too.
So, man, Taurus must be the zodiac sign of Go-Go.
It's a zodiac sign of what you call it? Artists.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm serious. They did a
Stevie Wonder.
They did a study.
Yeah.
You made it.
I made it.
Made it.
So proud of you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Give it up for Scooby.
Thank you, man. Shout out to the Taurus out there.
Yeah.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
So Tony, man, what's up, man? How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm pretty good, man. Blessed.
Good.
Not bad for about to be 65.
65, the big 6'5", that's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Let's give it up for that.
Yeah, man.
God is good. God is good.
So how long officially have you been playing music? Just music, period.
I've been playing professionally since I was 15 years old. 1975.
Okay.
I started off at this little juke joint called the Part 3 on Georgia Avenue.
Okay.
It is, yeah.
So
Leave it as that, yeah.
Wow.
75. I played with this guy named Johnny Barnes. And all these guys was grown, man. Back then they used to call me Big Youngin.
Big Youngin.
Big Youngin, stay away from the bar. Don't go by the bar. But yeah, I've been playing professionally since 15.
When did you first pick the bass up?
I picked the bass up when I was 11 years old. Yeah. I got good at it when I was about 14.
Okay. Yeah. Then it was time to hit the club.
Yeah, man.
They ain't never looked
They
back.
recruited me, man. I was like, man, I'm too young to be playing in some club, man. He was like, don't worry about it. We got you.
Yeah.
I was making $75 a night back then.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah, that was good money, man.
50 years later, here you are.
I said, school what?
Yeah, school.
Yeah.
So who were some of your biggest influences back then, though?
Oh, man, James Brown, of course.
Okay.
You know, Parliament, George Clinton.
Yeah.
Commodores, Sly Stone, all the funky guys, you know. Man, I had a lot of influence, but I would say Larry Graham was probably my main influence when it come to singing and playing bass.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me I wasn't Larry Graham back then. Man. You know, standing by the highway, waiting in the rain. Yeah, I did all that.
Big Tony with the big voice, bro.
I mean, but back then when they was coming up making music, the influences was actually playing some music.
They were playing music,
Yeah.
Now it's all sampled.
I didn't know playing bass and singing was supposed to have been hard.
Oh, yeah?
Because I seen it and I just did it. You know?
Right. Yeah. So what's your take? Well, before we get into that, I guess we start from the beginning. 75, you said you started playing professionally. Was go-go around then, or it was like?
No, I didn't know nothing about go-go. My first introduction to go-go was in 77.
Okay.
Yeah. I was playing with, it was Trouble Band and Show. Rio Edwards, I'm certain y'all heard of him. Yeah. The legendary Rio Edwards, the GOAT. You know, I was living over there in Southeast in the projects with my moms, and he came over there and knocked on my door and asked me, did I want a gig playing with Trouble Band and Show. Now, at the time, Trouble Band and Show was a top 40 R&B cabaret band.
Okay.
And at the time, Dyke and I was playing with this band called 8000 BC. Yeah. So, but Dyke and I, we always played together, you know what I'm saying? And we always did original music, you know. At least we call ourselves doing original music.
Yeah.
We would always try to sneak in some original jams with the top 40 stuff that we was doing. You know?
Okay.
And we just pretty much, long story short, eventually Dyke came over and we took that over to Trouble Band and Show. And after in 78, we started opening up for Chuck Brown. That was my first introduction to go-go. We actually had a cabaret. We played there from 11. I'm sorry, it was like 8 to 11. And then I would help Rio pack up the equipment. The band would leave. So I would always be there, you know, because it's like, man, you know, I want to make sure I stick around. I don't want nobody to fire me, you know. Yeah, so I want to make myself worth it, you know. So I would always help pack the equipment up and everything. And when I got ready to leave, I seen this line going up the side of the building. I said, wait a minute, the show is over. So I went back in. Ched Hawkins, at the time, he was the owner of the club. And I was like, hey, man, you know, the show is over. What are all these people doing out here? And he was like, well, we're getting ready for Chuck Brown and Soul Searchers. You know, we got a go-go from 12 to 6 in the morning.
That's good. God almighty.
I said, 12 to 6 in the morning. He said, yeah.
And it was just Chuck on the show.
It was just Chuck, yeah.
That's crazy.
So I asked him, I said, man, do you mind if I stick around and check it out? He said, no, I don't care. And that was my first introduction to go-go.
Great.
When I first saw that, man, it was something that just instantly connected with me. I knew, it's like, I want to do that. Yeah. I knew it. Now, it didn't happen until maybe a year later, but I knew that was something I wanted to do because it resonated with my soul.
Right.
You know.
And what you, I guess it took you seeing Chuck to kind of get the layout of what you wanted to do.
Well, actually, you know, yeah, pretty much. But what happened was we was rehearsing at the carpet shop over here off of Minnesota Avenue in Northeast. And the guy used to come in there, man, the guy that owned the carpet shop, he'd come in there drunk sometimes. Yeah, I'm tired of y'all making all this damn noise. Y'all get that stuff up out of here. So Rio just got filled up with it one day. He got filled up and he's like, man, I ain't taking this shit no more, you know. And packed the truck up and we didn't have nowhere to go. So my thing was I just suggested, I say, man, look, why don't we go ahead and talk to that guy at the Club to Burn? Because Chuck, you know, he said that Chuck was looking for an opening act.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, why don't we talk to the guy up there at the Club to Burn and see if we can get some rehearsal space on the off days in exchange for opening up for Chuck.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, that's a good idea.
That's tough.
Yeah, and it worked.
Yeah.
So we not only got a spot to rehearse on the off days, we made a few dollars because, you know, we opened up for Chuck, man. Now, that torture part about it was for about 3 to 4 months, we had to play to people that they act like we wasn't even there.
Yeah.
You know, and we was playing good music. As a matter of fact, we was playing a lot of the same stuff that Chuck was playing.
Okay.
But we wasn't playing it the way Chuck was playing it.
Yeah, he had that swing.
And that's what I figured out later on as time went on. You know, so we would play, and then they'd come off stage, go backstage to the dressing room, and they get to arguing and fighting, talking about whose fault it was, why the people didn't respond. Then they'll go home. Yeah. And I would just sit there on the side of the stage and just look at Chuck and say, what are they doing that we're not doing?
Yeah.
And I did this every night for about 4 months. And one day a bulb just went off. And I seen the connection between how Chuck reacted with the people, how they reacted with him, and how that drummer, Rick Wellman, kept that beat in between the top 40. Because that's all he was doing back then. Yeah. Chuck was playing top 40s and just played a beat in between. He never stopped. Right. And that was the key. Once I figured that out, then I got to know some people that he was calling. Yeah. They didn't know me, but I got to know them.
Yeah.
And one day at rehearsal,
yeah.
And one day at rehearsal, I told Rio, I said, Rio, and keep in mind, I was just a bass player.
Okay.
At the time, everybody in there had a mic but me.
Oh shit.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah. So I told Rio, I said, hey, man, look, I think I know what it takes to make these people dance, but I'm going to need a microphone. Mm-hmm. So Rio said, what the hell? We tried everything else. Let's try it your way. He gave me that mic. The rest was history.
That's crazy, bro.
I never forget that day. We the first original tune that we did was called Roll With It.
Roll With It.
And that's where that roll came from. Nobody really knows that true story. But because Rick would start off the show, and it was too much to process back then.
Right.
So Rick would start off, boom, back into the beat, right? I was like, okay, well, I know the drummer got to start off, but I can't process all that, you know.
Right.
So I just told my drummer Rick, because we had a Rick too. So I told Rick, I said, Rick, I want you to open up the show like this. Stop. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Boom. So yeah, that was one of our first originals that made the people dance.
And it's funny you say that because that was like y'all pocket.
Right.
That beat you just did.
Exactly.
That was y'all pocket.
Yeah.
But you know, Chuck had his own Mr. Magic pocket.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was like, we got to find something that's similar, but, but different.
Yeah, signature.
And Chuck and the guys, they came in there that night. They was looking around, seeing all the people on the floor. And after the show, he went to Ted and say, I don't want them boys playing with me no more. They're trying to steal my music. And who would have known, man, like years later, Chuck and I became the best of friends.
Yeah. That's crazy. The influence.
I kind of felt like that one time when we was on the gig together.
Hey man, I thought you was gonna be on your best behavior today, man. You said
I can't talk about my feelings. What's wrong?
You need a therapist, man.
All right, so Big Tony, since you was top 40, I take it, or you correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't have congos in the beginning. So
yeah, we had two congos.
Oh, so you did?
T-Bone played two.
So you always had them anyway?
Yeah, we always had congos,
All right, so you didn't have to hire anybody.
Yeah, T-Bone just played a different style.
Right.
He was more like a Latin type of congo player, But we had the guy, Jimmy, he was just so funky on them timbales, because we had timbales too.
Oh.
Even back then? Even in the 70s?
This was the 70s,
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, for us youngsters, man, we got to see y'all first. Well, we didn't even get to see you on Go-Go Live because you on the road, right?
No, we was overseas,
Overseas.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Well, for a lot of us guys that were born in the late 70s, when we were old enough to see the visuals of Go-Go, it was Go-Go Live. Right. And that was my first time seeing Rototons and Timbales. You know what I mean?
Okay.
With Red Essence and but they were kids to y'all back then.
Well, I wouldn't say that. More like Junkyard, JYB.
They were
Red Essence and all them. We was around the same age, believe it or not.
Okay.
We were just some big guys.
Right. Yeah.
I remember Chuck Brown calling me. Not calling me, but he called me. Back then you had payphones at the Club The Burn. And I answered the payphone, and he was like, who is this? I said, this is Tony. He said, take some of that bass out your voice, boy. I said, that's the way I talk, man. He said, you should be a football player. I said, nah, I'm a musician.
Yeah.
Wow, Joe.
Everybody got a pop story too, man.
Yeah.
He was just so personable and
I got a few of them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's my man right there, man.
Yeah.
They do so much.
Yeah.
I tell them all the time, I say, Chuck, you was my teacher and didn't even know it.
Yeah.
I'm
sure that's the case for a lot of us, but more
all of us.
For probably more personal for you though.
Yeah.
So y'all being so close.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this, but I played his very last gig with him.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He had called me that night. He said he wasn't feeling well. And he asked me come and sit in with him. Yeah, he said he needed a little help.
Mm-hmm.
And I got dressed, went on down there.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it was, what's that place in Greenbelt?
Martin's Crosswinds.
Yes.
Yep. That was his last gig, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That was it was for the fraternity. I think it was for the Omegas or something like that.
Yeah.
That was his last gig.
Yep.
Ironically, that was my last gig too with them, with the Chuck Brown band. And I didn't know that until Tom told me after the gig.
The actual venue.
No, the actual venue and the actual event.
So it was an annual event.
Yeah.
Wow.
So his last gig was with that organization at that venue, and then my last gig was with that organization at that venue. 12 years apart.
That's crazy.
I didn't even know. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I was only supposed to have been doing the first set.
Uh-huh.
And after we took a break, I was like, all right, Chuck, you good, man? I'm going to roll out. And he was like, nah, stick around for a while. I think I'm going to need you for the second set. That's when I knew it was serious.
Yeah.
Chuck never sits down.
Oh, wow.
He never sits down, man.
Yeah.
So
that give me chill bumps, man. Like thinking back to that time, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To lose a giant like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you considered a pioneer in this game.
Definitely.
Like one of the Mount Rushmore figures of go-go. What would you say to the notion that? Well, I'm gonna say, what's your opinion on playing cover songs? Because as you said, it started mostly on top 40.
Well, my opinion on playing cover songs, man, I'm cool with it. We still play cover tunes right now to this day.
Yeah.
We just try to do it in more Trouble Funk style. You know, we just try to, like, I'll take a tune like, let's take Neo, for instance, Champagne Life.
Right.
I'll take that joint and just try to, and Chuck did the same thing for years, you know, just try to make it mine. It's like, it didn't have horns, I put horns in it. Right. I did my own horn arrangement. Dun-dun-dun. And you give them more of a big band type of feel,
right?
You know, so that's my approach, and I'm certain everybody got their own approach. Just like I like what Derek did with that. Welcome to. I couldn't imagine that until I heard him do it.
Yeah, because the time signature's so different.
Yeah, man, that joint right there is like, it's okay.
Rule the world.
Yeah, so
y'all can find that on all your digital streamers too.
It's up there. Yeah, you can download.
Yes, sir.
Yes, don't like that, man. You know.
But I mean, so the reason why I asked that is because you got so many pundits and people asking or saying that go-go ain't original no more. Like it started on this big original campaign. I mean, we all got original music, but like you said.
But see, that's the only thing about it is like, you know, the downside to playing just top 40s is that you can't claim no residuals, you know what I'm saying? You can't get no publishing and all that stuff, man. So, again, some of our biggest tunes were top 40s. Okay. Like we did the Trouble Funk Express joint, which was, that joint was so hot, they came after us on that one, you know what I'm saying? The actual Kraftwerk people, they came after us. And then
that was the TransUnion Express?
Trans-Europe Express.
Trans-Europe,
Yeah, we just flipped it and called it Trouble Funk Express. Mm-hmm. And back then, everybody had an Express. You had RE Express and, you know, EU Express. Everybody was doing the Express, but Trouble Funk just had that one that clicked.
Yeah.
You know.
That joint took off.
Yeah. And same thing with Drummer's Beat. It's like, you know, we used to play that. As a matter of fact, Herman Kelly played with us at the Club The Burn, and they couldn't play their own songs. So it was like, man, we got to show them how to play this joint. So they were standing up looking at us like, you know, how did y'all do that? That's what they asked us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They asked us, how did we play their own song?
And that's been going on for a while because that still happens to this day.
What?
Right,
Artists hear their songs like, I saw Snoop on the front porch. Shout out to Nucci in the front porch. I saw Snoop on the front porch, and they hit
man, that was hot too.
They hit Drop It Like It's Hot. Mm-hmm. And he was just looking around like, man, this shit sounds crazy. Like,
I know.
You know, because you put that crank on it, it's a different stank.
It's a whole nother stank with that crank, baby.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother stank, I'm telling you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So Tony, when you got the notice that Chuck said we don't want them boys playing with us no more, you had to find another venue?
No. What happened was Ted was like, well, okay, here's the deal. Like I said, there's so much to this story, man. It would actually take a sequel to get all this stuff out. But I'm going to try to make it long story long. What happened was Chuck had just recorded Bustin' Loose. It hadn't been out yet.
Okay.
And everybody knew it was a hit.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't even finished with the lyrics yet. But he would play that joint and they would lose their mind.
He would play it in the club before he put it out?
Yeah. Yeah, he would play it and then he would actually he would close with it. Like, I mean, like, he take a break or something like that.
Okay.
You know, he go, we're going to take a break, 9-1, Jamie Jane, come back and do it again, blah, blah, don't you go nowhere, and this, that. And I feel like busting loose. And he'll do that a few times, and then go to the
Right.
You know,
So
we didn't hear the whole song. It was just some of the groove.
Okay.
You know, so.
Use it as an outro pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So Ted told me, he said, either then they go or we go, you know. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, now I'm going to stick with Trouble because you get ready to go on tour anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's what happened. He went on tour and we pretty much, it was our house at that point.
Ah, got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Chuck went on a real tour?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when Bustin' Loose came out.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They went on tour and we still carried the tradition. But what happened, man, crazy story. And this is true. You can't make this stuff up, man. Bustin' Loose, we learned Bustin' Loose. But it took me a minute to figure it out because what I found out later is that we was playing it in E, and it's like it just didn't feel right. It didn't sound right.
It's an E flat.
And then I found out that Jerry Wilder tuned his bass down to E flat. Yeah. And that's what inspired me to write E flat Boogie.
Wow.
And that was one of Chuck Brown's favorite tunes right now to this day.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
The connection, like
yeah.
stuff. That's why we do podcasts, man. We would never known this stuff. You know what I mean? Without you really breaking it down like that.
Yeah.
And all this stuff is a part of our childhood, and I got a video, my 10th birthday party. I'm in my basement jamming in my little tighty whities and my shit. I got a little party.
We ain't need that visual though.
Go ahead, man. But I'm jamming the Trouble Funk. You know what I mean? I'm 10 years old. It's 87.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Trouble was always at the cookouts. Because y'all the ones had the records out where you could just play the whole album.
Yeah.
And back then they mixing on the records. So it was matching the other songs that might, like hip hop play here, you play this thing. It's like, it didn't matter. Trouble right in there.
Yeah. Let's talk about the connection that you have with hip hop. Because I feel like they're both cousins, hip hop and go-go.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It kind of came out at the same time, based on the people, really. Party music. But hip hop took off, to another stratosphere, of course. But in the beginning, a lot of your music was in a lot of those hip hop songs.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the artists that sampled your music.
Oh man.
And it's still going on.
It's still going on, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody from LL, Cool J, Public Enemy, Salt and Pepper, Kid and Play, Beastie Boys, Dr. Dre, NWA, Snoop Dogg, man. It's just Boy George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's the other guy name? Something like Boy George.
Millie Vanilli.
Michael.
Oh, Michael.
George
Michael.
George Michael
Yeah,
Wham.
he sampled Trouble Phone.
That's crazy.
So a lot of artists. Kelly Rowland, what's her name? Rich Harris.
Yeah.
Kelly Rowland got her first gold record off of Let's Get Small.
Okay.
The beats, he sampled that beat. And of course, put music on top of Let's Get Small beat. So she got her first gold record.
So I mean, that's kind of really important too. 'Cause we talked about the covers, but none of that would be possible if you didn't have your original music out there and put it out there for the world.
Yeah, and just for the record, some of that stuff we got paid. Teddy Riley and Gap Band. They didn't sample. They took the ideas and did something else with it.
Okay.
Right.
It's like you dropped the bomb on me. That was
Drop the bomb.
Yeah, we toured with Gap Band, and I remember we was somewhere in Texas, and after the show, Charlie came up and said, "Y'all dropped the bomb on us tonight."
and that ended up being a song.
About a month or two later, you dropped the bomb on me, baby.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They didn't use the sound, did it?
They had a little toy sound.
Yeah.
But they didn't actually use the bomb.
Okay.
Like, you dropped the bomb.
Okay. Okay. I gotta go back and listen to that joint now.
Yeah.
So some of those samples, like you get residuals from over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they was going to clear them through y'all first.
Yeah. Through the publishing company. You know, KRS did an interview, and they asked him about what he thought about Go-Go. So he said, well, there's Go-Go and then there's Trouble Funk. You know, and then he said Trouble Funk is hip hop. And when I first heard him say that, I was like, what do you mean? You know, yeah. But when he broke it down, it's like, okay, that makes sense. Right. So basically, what he was saying is that the hip hop community, they embraced Trouble Funk because they sampled us so much. So they embraced Trouble Funk as one of their own.
So they saying they pretty much built hip hop.
Yeah, it helped shape hip hop into what it was.
I got you.
You know, and as a matter of fact, we are like in the hip hop Hall of Fame.
Trouble Funk is?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's in New York somewhere.
Well, they got one here in DC too, as well. Yeah, down here in Southwest.
Let's give it up for that. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Inducted us in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. So.
Speaking of Hall of Fame, you were inducted into the Go-Go honors.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. How did that feel to be recognized by your own?
Well, it always feels good to be recognized, you know, amongst my peers, you know. I'm going to leave it as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it's a follow-up question. When you guys came off tour and you came back to D.C., how was the reception?
Bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
Because, see, back then, here's the thing that I didn't understand back then about D.C. I understand now. But, you know, D.C. has been always had that one-track type of thing going on, you know. And what I mean when I say that is that, you know, when we left to go on tour, they kind of looked at us as we sold out. We left D.C., you know what I'm saying? And the way we saw it was, hey, man, we're going out there and we're sharing this music with the world. DC. You know, letting people know that there's some music that you don't know about that's from Washington, D.C., and there's plenty where this come from. That's the way we saw it.
Right.
And, of course, the money wasn't bad neither. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We was making so much more money at those places than we was here, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But some of the guys, you know, I mean, just being openly honest, and like I told you, I'm going to be as transparent as I possibly can because I got a book coming out in Times of Trouble.
Times of Trouble.
Times of Trouble.
Big Tony in the World of Trouble, you know, coming out soon. So y'all be looking out for that. I told the fellas, I say, man, listen, y'all don't get spoiled to this stuff right here because we got to go back home and that's back to life, back to reality. So don't let this stuff spoil you, and, you know, and that's what happened. A lot of them guys, it's like we was able to express ourselves more musically.
Out there?
Out there. Okay. You know, we was able to do things that, you know, again, we didn't have to just play that pocket and just, you know what I'm saying? We was able to just spread out a little bit and just do some real music. And, you know, when you're an artist, you know, you always get pleasure out of being able to play real music and be real expressive with your artistry, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, the beauty of it is that they playing for open-minded people. And they get to move around. It ain't the same people each time. Like
exactly. And it was a challenge. We enjoyed the challenge of being able to adapt. You know what I'm saying?
Different environments.
To different vibes and different environment.
Yeah.
You got that vibe? Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
And then they get to play with some powerful other artists.
Yeah.
But they used to playing in the trenches by being home already, playing live already. So that's nothing for y'all.
Yeah.
Well, man, we shut a lot of major artists down on that road. From Cameo to Confunction to SOS.
Some powerhouse bands, too.
Even, I'll tell you a quick story with War.
Oh.
They slept on us that first day. We had 2 shows with them back to back. They slept on us that first day,
Kicked
man.
that
we
ass.
got up in that ass. But man, they came back that next day.
Oh yeah,
and they showed us what time it was.
They showed what time it was.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Man, I was like, okay, all right.
I wonder if them kind of. I miss them. I miss the big band sound and having bands go at it like that back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was a real thing where it was friendly competition, but
yeah, it
you know
was.
What I mean?
Yeah.
It was healthy.
It was very healthy, man. And crazy part about it, we played with a Cameo at the Capitol Center, and Larry said that he said something to the fact that we only got that reception because we was home. Yeah, well, we caught them out
On the road.
Out on the road. Same thing.
You ain't forget that shit, did you? You ain't forget what you said.
Frankie Beverly, may he rest in peace, man. We got him too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Frankie Beverly, man.
Yeah.
We played at the Baltimore Civic Center with Frankie. Man, his manager cut our stuff short.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For the old school movie.
Because they was up there dancing, it's supposed to be like, what do you call it when you just got to sit down?
Yeah.
Concert style. You had them on your feet.
Concert style, right.
You had them on your feet.
Man, they was standing on chairs and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
can you imagine, like, when you up here with all that intensity, and then you come on in, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. But he had the hits though, so
he had hits, man, and I enjoyed it.
Right.
But it's just that the energy, we got a chance to feel what it was like, when them boys New Edition came along.
Okay.
We got a chance to feel what it was like. Because they played with us. It was Trouble, New Edition, Johnny Gill, Stacy Lattisaw. It was like one of those shows, and there's a couple of other acts. It was so it was one of those shows where you can bring the whole family. It's like a generational thing. So the grown people, older people came with their kids because they wanted to see Trouble and the other bands, and then the kids was there for New Edition and Stacy and all them. Edition, man, they was tracking. They had a reel-to-reel. Hey, man, them kids broke the barricade down, man.
God, dog.
Chasing after the boys.
They gave it to you that day, though.
And we came on last. Yeah, we were scheduled to come on last. And the energy was like, I said, "What, fellas? Time to pack it in for this one here, for this generation.
Let's go ahead and get this one over with."
Yeah.
So, what was the song where you knew, like, this is the hit? This is the one that basically just set you where you started to go on to?
E-flat Boogie.
E-flat Boogie?
Yeah.
All right, so I do go-go tributes within my set. DC Vibe, E-flat Boogie is now inside the go-go medley. There it is.
You got permission too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I would love that, man.
Yeah, it is.
Now, I love what you did with that express thing, the way you flipped that joint.
Yeah.
That's funky, man.
Yeah.
I heard I heard Derek one day. I think you did an interview somewhere with somebody, and I think they asked you something about why you don't play Trouble Funk or something, and you said that the music was too fast or something like that.
Well, it might not have fit in the
in your format.
But now, because Quick been playing with you, we good. Because it's back in the day, like I had a drummer that wasn't even go-go.
Right.
At all. So to get him, he probably would have figured it out. But and by us not really going and rehearsing anything, we just...
Tony tough on drummers too.
You gotta
gotta be, man. That's the foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he rough on drummers.
Yeah, but Quick, that dude right there is, I mean, he can play with anybody.
Yeah. Anybody.
Yeah. Play with anybody.
I want to go back to the...
Okay, can I tell a very quick story?
Oh, yeah.
Quick came and auditioned for me about 7, 8 years ago. I ain't seen him for 7 more years.
What?
Yeah, and when he came back, he told me, he said, I took that personal. Yeah.
Damn.
It wasn't as easy as he thought it was.
Right.
Yeah, because our music, it sounds a lot easier than what it actually is.
But it's
you can ask anybody. You can ask Go-Go Mickey, what's his name, Bojack, all them guys, they'll tell you.
Yeah, there's a lot of intricacies in there, though.
A lot of little intricate parts, man.
Yeah, I'm down to the hi-hat hits. I'm like, Tony, I saw a practice Tony, man, counting them hi-hat. Now, the hi-hat go like this, you know?
Although you may not hear it, you can feel it.
You can feel the difference.
You can feel the difference, yeah.
I want to go back to this idea that kind of DC kind of keeps us almost in prison with our music. You know what I mean?
Because captivity.
In captivity, it's like, what are we to do, let's say as a younger generation? Like, are we to just say, hey, man, DC, this is DC music, we're going to stay around here? And do you feel like the younger musicians get trapped into staying here or trying to impress people here rather than having the ambition to get outside and tour like y'all did?
Well, honestly, I think the majority of bands and musicians, and this is just how I see it. Right. They're comfortable with just being right here. Mm-hmm. You know, I've heard it said, "This is our music. This is where we're gonna keep it right here." And it's like, and if that's your thing, I mean, you know, who am I to judge, man? But my thing is, God gave us this gift right here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I believe He gave us this gift to share with the world. Mm-hmm. So I'm like Scarface, man. I want the world and everything in it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Sky's the limit for me.
Yeah. I think it's because they don't have the experience of seeing the other part too. So it's
probably a little bit of all the above.
Like what's going on there? Like they have experiences doing it. Mm-hmm. So if somebody's never
we had to go out there and get it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you ain't gonna get it.
We wasn't scared. You know what I'm saying? You know, we wasn't afraid to jump out the box. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
when you find yourself on your slowdown, when you're about to stop touring, slowing down, do you think that's attributed to, because some even bands here might write an original tune or got music that we're playing here, but you don't have that next one, right? And did y'all not take the time to make sure you went back in the studio so that you can follow up with another record?
Yeah, we always, man, we had so much music, man. Right. So Dyke and I, we had so many ideas, man. It was like we was dropping these joints like every other week.
Okay.
We was dropping so much music, man. It's like we was creating stuff like a mini EP. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just to get it out there. Yeah. And charge a couple of extra dollars or whatever, you know. We would do a 12-inch and just put 3 or 4 songs on there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because we just had so much music to get, at the time. And I think that's what's really going on right now. Is like there was a time where go-go was really, really in the limelight because we had hits and we had major labels looking at us and all this stuff, but they just wasn't following through. And I don't think it's just the music that's been inconsistent as far as the originals. I think it's the lack of good business representation. You know what I'm saying? And the lack of support from the radio stations.
Yeah. Because
they saying, you gotta create originals. Well, what about us that's creating originals?
Yeah, and then they don't
even
play it.
And then they don't play it. Man, I didn't even, over the past 4 years, man, I know I didn't put out some bangers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they give it a little play on the go-go hour, but then, Yeah. And I just don't think it's fair to look, you gotta pay somebody to play your music, especially when you're at home and you're doing good quality music.
Yeah, well, music used to be broken here, right? It was a lot of records.
But here's the thing. Like Trouble Funk, we would actually take the music up to, I ain't calling no names, but we used to take it up to this very popular, radio personality.
Yeah.
Hot dude. And he wouldn't play it. Mm. So what happens, they would get hot outside of DC and then work his way back.
And then he won.
And then they go on it.
Yeah.
I remember we had a tune out called Say What. And this individual, I ain't gonna call no names, but you probably could figure out who it was. He said, here's Trouble Funk, Say What, pots, pans, and all.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Yeah.
He tried going you a little bit.
Yeah, he tried to go on a little
slick,
bit.
Little slick.
fans and all.
Was he from here?
No.
Clearly.
And he's very popular here.
Yeah.
He's no longer on the radio station.
I think we know who it is.
Yeah, he retired, you know.
Okay. But we know who it is.
But then he became very fond of Trouble Funk and the Go-Go.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it was something new to him. I think he was from Detroit or something like that.
Yeah.
I know he's from Detroit.
Little funny color eyes.
That's my man right there. I love him, man.
Yeah.
I miss him too.
Yeah.
But he did throw that little bit of shade though at the time.
Hey, that's crazy.
Yeah.
On the radio station too, Scoop. That's where we was at. We went to the radio station this week because we got a single out. SiriusVybe has a single out called Party. When you look for the single, one word, SiriusVybe. We also won the jingle for the Nina and Joe afternoon show. So thanks to me and my brother.
Yeah, congratulations on that, man. Y'all did that.
Yeah, we went in station in the radio and on the radio and I was there.
Yeah, I was gonna do one. I was gonna do one, but I found out you guys.
Oh man, go ahead, Tony.
On, hold on. So speaking of that, what are you, Scott Van Pelt?
Oh
yeah, you got your own thing.
Yeah, he had put that challenge out. He said he want Trouble Funk specifically, to do a joint. Now I was like, I accept the challenge.
Yeah,
so for those of y'all that don't know, Trouble Funk, Big Tony does the intro song for Scott Van Pelt on ESPN on Sports Center. So that little ba-na-na-na-na-na that y'all hear, and y'all hear that go-go beat behind it, that's Big Tony and Trouble Funk.
Yeah.
ESPN.
So that listen, Nina and Joe, y'all gonna fly.
Yeah.
But ESPN, that's a different.
It's the worldwide of sports.
Yeah. The kind of animal.
Yeah, the crazy thing about that, man, is that I had a really bad accident around that time. I was bedridden for 6 months.
Damn, you had to do that?
I recorded that. I had what's his name? Used to play with what band? The drummer.
You played with what? Oh, Damo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Damo had a studio at the time, and I did the demo from my bedside. The demo drum set, me and James, and I sent to Damo. I said, Damo, I need you to play this right here, and I sent all of my musicians over to his studio. We did Zoom, and I produced and arranged that joint from my bedside.
That's crazy.
Man, listen, the shit we learn on this podcast, I swear.
That's crazy.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
So you talked about being bedridden. Let's talk about a little bit about your health. You had a new kidney about what?
Yeah, I'll be celebrating my 9th year. My 9th year, man.
That's what's up.
A week after my birthday. So I could consider this kidney my birthday present because I got it. They called me the week of my birthday, but the kidney they had was not good enough.
Okay.
So they was like, don't get discouraged. It's going to happen. You're on the list. It may happen a couple of times before you actually get it, but, you're on the list, so don't worry about it. And then I got the call the day that I was supposed to be doing. I was doing 2 shows. We had the wine festival in somewhere in Southwest, and that night we were celebrating my birthday party at Blue Dolphin. So I told the band, and it was like, I said, man, y'all might be celebrating my birthday without me, because they called me that morning and say, be on standby, don't eat or drink anything.
Wow. So
when we did the wine festival earlier that day, and then after we did the wine festival, I checked my messages, and they left a message saying that I could go ahead and eat and drink something because the kidney wasn't good enough for me, that following week. And I wasn't prepared because I prayed for this, man. I had actually prayed for it, but they say, be careful what you ask for. I wasn't prepared. I didn't have nothing prepared. And what that did, I think that was God's way of getting me prepared, because it's like I had Michelle Blackwell with me at that time. She was playing with us.
Okay.
And we had another gig coming. We had a couple of gigs that following week. And at rehearsal, I was like, look, this could happen in a minute, so I need y'all to be prepared to do this without me, because they didn't know what to do,
Mm-hmm.
And it happened. I got that call that Friday night, I got the call, and they said, "Look, we may have another kidney for you. Be on standby." Blah blah blah, and we had a show at the Lincoln Theater that Sunday, I think it was, and they was performing while I was in there having the surgery.
Wow. So I can be a little ignorant to this, I guess, because I don't know, but what's the process of that? So I know somebody has to pass away.
Well,
so it can be donated.
Yeah, it can be donated, but I got mine from a deceased donor.
Okay.
So what happened was I was on dialysis for 13 years, man.
Damn.
And I was still performing. A lot of people was like, "How did you do that?" It's like, how can I not do it? It's like, because that stuff wipe you out. It wipes you out,
being
man.
fatigued.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just leaves you drained. But it's something about when I step on that stage, I don't feel nothing.
Turn back up.
Now, you may have to get me on the stage and then carry me off after the show. Yeah. But doing the show is like, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your journey and your health journey. I know now you see your Instagram and your eating habits have changed.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. I just thank God I don't look like all the stuff I've been through.
Right.
Because I'm still going through, man. But God is good, and I'm still here, man, and I'm still maintaining, sustaining, man. So I had some heart problems. That was due from my kidney. I had congested heart failure. So as a result of that, they wasn't going to do my surgery because I did the stress test and they said my heart wasn't strong enough for the surgery. I had to do like a hernia surgery, you know, and that was unacceptable for me.
Yeah.
So I have a holistic doctor as well, you know, in California.
It helps you.
And I called her and I told her what the deal was, and she said, "Big Tony, if you just stop eating meat for 90 days, I promise you, your heart will heal itself."
Wow.
I was like, "Cool, done."
Let me try that.
Yeah, I wanted to live. No, I was like, you know, yeah.
So what you do after the 90 days?
Huh?
What did you do after the 90 days?
I still, it's been over a year now, and I still don't eat meat.
Oh, that's
I don't eat it. I was like, if I feel this good not eating it, then I'm not supposed to have it.
Right.
For me. That's just me.
Yeah.
And I went back and I called my doctor, you know, and I said, I'd like to take another to get a second opinion on this heart thing. And they sent me to a heart specialist at GW. And she took some tests and she's like, your heart is fine. Wow. This was like a little more than a month later.
Yeah.
It wasn't even 90 days.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I no longer eat meat. Pause. Pause.
And I've been feeling great, man.
Yeah.
I've been feeling really good, man. You know, I've been feeling really good.
Yeah, man, let's go back. Yeah, that's what's up, Tony.
No more meat, man.
Yeah, man.
No more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No more meat is insane, bro. That's crazy.
I still eat seafood.
Seafood, okay.
I still eat
You
seafood.
return.
Yeah.
You eat byproducts of egg. Egg and cheese.
Yeah, no more
I
meat
still
is
eat egg and
crazy.
cheese every now and then. I don't.
Okay,
that's
It's
aggressive.
kind of a main part of my diet.
That's
You know.
moderation.
That's extremely
That's
aggressive.
what's up, man.
I shouldn't have said
So
that.
it's True Testament right here. I actually had.
And I got another surgery coming up by the end of the summer.
Okay.
I actually put it off because they said, and I had 2 surgeries that failed for the same thing, the hernia. So my doctor said I got to lose more weight in my gut, my midsection. So that's when I lost 16 pounds so far.
Okay, cool.
Congratulations for that, man.
Yeah.
So what would you say to the young aspiring musicians that's in the club 3-4 nights a week eating chicken wings and fries?
And go to the curry out after.
Well,
Actually, Big Tony, I think that he's talking about himself.
now on the serious note, it's like you can do certain things when you're younger, but as you get older, your body don't tolerate it as well.
Right.
So it's like enjoy while you can, man. Just be smart enough to know when your body's talking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I mean, I don't regret none of it. I love that chicken from Popeyes. I mean, you know, yeah. It's just that chicken from Popeyes don't love me no more.
That's right.
So I learned not to love anything that don't love me back.
It
There you
is.
go.
You know.
So
That's what's up.
no more chicken.
I'm done. I told you.
After the day.
After
You
the day.
ordered chicken.
I mean, we ordered some chicken today, but you know, I'm going to eat it. Pause, but you know,
All right, so listen.
I shouldn't have said
I'm
that
going to say we all know about this platform called Tiny Desk.
Yes.
I want to say when that Trouble Funk Tiny Desk came across my screen, that was fire.
Yeah, y'all, you cranked that joint.
Yeah.
Man.
Numbers don't lie, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man.
Check the numbers.
Numbers don't lie. Yeah.
How was that experience?
It was great, man. It was a challenge because
Yeah, all you Negroes in that one space.
yeah, not just that.
And the drummer got to play softer, right?
Right, yeah. And we had to practice that. I had to actually practice that with my band. So it was crazy because I told my band that I was going to do a medley, and I gave them all the songs, and they didn't think I could do it.
You went through them.
But it was already done in my head.
Right.
Yeah, I had already done it. They didn't think that I can do that type of medley in less than 20 minutes.
Now y'all killed that.
Yeah, that was
and
that was a
everybody
killer
went up there with their
performance.
raps. I said,
And not only did we do it, but it was pretty well executed, if I do say so myself.
Yes, sir.
That's one of my proudest moments, man, that Tiny Desk.
Yeah, you definitely represented for the city with that one,
if
man.
y'all haven't seen Trouble Funk's Tiny Desk,
Go check it out.
go check it out. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Man, that was fire.
So Tony, what you got coming up, man? What's on the horizon for Big Tony and Trouble Funk?
Well, you know, we got April 12th. We got the NA thing in
Ocean City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then May 3rd. We got my big 65th birthday, which I'm hoping you guys can stick your head in there for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
God Almighty.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. I'm just doing something small and intimate, man. I'm doing it at the Blue Dolphin, you know, and I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be fun. And then the following week, we're doing something in Raleigh, Durham. We're doing the show Trouble Funk, We Are One, and Belladonna. Ooh. Yeah, we're doing some big arena down there. They call it the DC Invasion or something like that.
So how can they, I guess for your birthday party, how can they get tickets for that? On May 3rd.
Well, you can call me.
There it is.
It's good.
Oh shit!
You all right? Come on, man.
Yeah, okay. Back up. Pause. Okay, Scooby. That was late.
Come on, man. Yeah,
okay.
Hey, yo, you got.
Okay.
You the main person. You the main person saying let's grow up.
Hold up, man.
You gotta choose your words very carefully around these guys, man. You gotta choose your. No, let me retract that statement. I'm hoping you guys could come through.
I appreciate that.
Let me retract that. Stick your head. I've been hoping you guys could come through for a minute.
Scooby.
I was wondering why Scooby was over there. Right?
Yo, you gotta grow.
Man.
You gotta grow up. Though.
That just wiped the meat thing out. It just,
Right.
Hey,
took the meat thing out,
You
man.
gotta grow up. You gotta grow up.
I appreciate you, Tony.
And Scooby told Darren to behave.
No, listen. Hey, hold up, for real. No, listen.
Nah,
You don't
it's
know
all good.
how appreciative I am of that, because when I said I don't eat meat no more, that was like,
I know, right?
that was the worst.
That just shipped it right off you.
And then you came through with
Nah, that was.
both of us, huh?
Nah, but he.
Okay, Paul.
He's a
that was-
legend, man. We not doing that.
I
You
know,
gotta grow up.
I know. I gotta grow
Listen,
up.
we're gonna start a
I set
campaign.
myself up for that one, man.
We're gonna try to start a campaign where we get rid of the pause.
Get rid of the pause game. Men should be able to say what they want to say, man.
Man, pause is over, man. We're gonna start a campaign, and
That was
it's
aggressive,
done.
though. That was aggressive. I'm so glad. Nah, it ain't every day you get to hang out with legends and have this kind of
my
fun,
God.
though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Tony, still one of the guys, even though he's a pioneer in our game and
man.
a leader in the go-go community. It's good that we can have fun like that with you, man. You know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. You guys are like my brothers, man, little brothers, man. It's like,
yeah,
I appreciate the love y'all show me and the acknowledgement, for the stuff that I achieved and Trouble Funk achieved, man. So I just don't get enough of that. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. And to get that from guys that I admire, like you two, man, real talented, exceptional musicians, man. It's definitely appreciated.
Yeah, well, we definitely stand on the shoulders of what you accomplished in this game.
Yeah, without you, they know
everybody in this game aspires, artists all across the board aspire to do what y'all have done, whether they say it or not. And I'm talking about from the big boys down to the little guys like us. You know what I mean? Like, we all aspire to travel the world, spreading our music, which you've done 10 times over, and to have your song sampled, I don't know, a gazillion times.
Yeah. I'm just happy to still be here doing it, man. It's a blessing to still be relevant, man, and doing this thing at a high level. You know what I'm saying?
At 65.
At 65, man. So,
man.
That's what's up.
And I think that inspiration came from Chuck, man, because he did it till he was 75.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So,
But Tony, we appreciate you coming through, man. This has been a blessing for us. I mean, you definitely took our show to the next level.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
man.
know what I mean?
It was my pleasure, man.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Chuck, man, it's no bigger go-go artist that we can aspire to have on the show. So
I appreciate that.
I want to say thank you for coming through, man. Give everybody your Instagram, your Facebook, and all that good stuff.
Oh, man, I got so many. Look, I got about four Facebook pages.
Whenever
man.
I see you post on Facebook,
Big Tony's Trouble Funk page,
Tony Fisher,
Big Tony W Fisher. I think we're friends on that one.
Yeah.
And Tony Wilson, Tony Bass Fisher, and then you got Big Tony's Trouble Funk page, IG page, and Big Tony's Trouble Funk Twitter.
Ain't nobody gonna have a problem finding you. That's what you're saying.
Nah, you can't find me. Man. Just put Big Tony in there, Trouble Funk, and a whole bunch of shit pop up, man.
There we go. That's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. Well, man, thank you for coming through once again, man. This has been another episode of SiriusVybe Primetime. I'm your boy Frank Sirius, a.k.a. Scooby the Godson.
So how much y'all say I get paid for this, man?
Oh, yeah, we got you. We got some chicken wings coming.
Yeah. Nah, he ain't want no chicken wings.
No chicken wings.
Oh, we got them shrimp.
Or
right.
fish sandwich. A fish sandwich.
Fish sandwich will work, too. Yeah. As soon as we get some sponsorship, then we're going to back pay you.
Yeah.
We're looking for that
It's
sponsorship.
been an absolute pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My guy here, man, DC Vibe, Dirk DC Vibe, Emmy Award winning DC Vibe, apparently. Yeah.
Hey, man, can I hold that? I never held one of those before, man.
Be careful, because it's not a real one.
Yeah, he
Ooh, it's heavy.
Yeah, it's real as it gets.
I like to thank everybody, all the little people, when I was, coming up and I said that, I was going to do this and y'all laughed at me. Look at me now.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me now.
Yeah.
There you go.
When you funk with us, you're funking with the best.
Yes, Lord.
Thank y'all.
I don't think we need to say no more than that, man.
Yeah.
SiriusVybe Primetime, man. See y'all on the next episode. I'm your boy Frank Sirius, a.k.a. Scooby the Godson, along with my guy.
Dirk DC Vibe, baby. And we appreciate all of you. Go download that party song, man, SiriusVybe Party. And like and subscribe to this YouTube channel and follow us on IG, SiriusVybe. Shout out to Connected Visions for production off the charts.
See y'all soon. Peace.
Yeah!